Welcome to Are We Convinced? It is the podcast where we deep dive into the strange, the funny, and the serious topics that have captured our attention throughout the week. I'm Peter,
I'm Tyree.
as you have another cream egg in your mouth.
It's the same cream egg.
When is Easter this year?
Couldn't tell you.
I think it's pretty early, is it not? Is it not? Is it not like next week? Easter UK, Sunday, the 31st of March.
Mm.
Never got why Easter changed. Why can't it just be the same every year?
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me either.
Okay, first of all, I want to show you a clip at the very start of this episode. I want to say thanks to subscribers and thanks to listeners and so on. And I'm sorry to bring toilet humor in at the very start of this episode for episode 17.
Especially whenever I was trying to enjoy a cream egg.
Yeah. Okay, maybe finish the cream egg before I play this. Basically, it's a woman who, I don't know if it was illness. I guess it probably was illness, but she was on the toilet for 2 years. And the headline was that this woman was finally freed from the toilet for 2 years.
Why are you showing me this video? Like,
Because, you know what, things like that really interest me.
what, people sitting on the toilet for 2 years?
Yeah, just weird things like that. Because I, like, you know when you get sick and then you think about all the times that you weren't sick.
Yeah. The way you said that, I thought you physically meant she was stuck to the toilet and she couldn't get off.
Let me just have a quick play of this.
Like, what does that even mean? She was on the toilet for 2 years. Like, what happened after those 2 years? She was just magically cured.
One of the strangest stories we've heard in quite a while, and we should warn you, some of the details are a little disturbing. Listen to this. A Kansas woman is in the hospital tonight after spending 2 years on the toilet. The sheriff and paramedics were called to a home in Ness City, Kansas, where the 36-year-old woman lives with her boyfriend. The sheriff says the woman's skin had actually grown around the toilet seat. They removed the entire seat, and then doctors at the hospital freed the woman. Her boyfriend says he brought the woman food and water. He says he asked her every day to come out, but she refused.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. This is not to do with illness at all. Now that I've inserted that video, it's to do with her refusing to come out of the toilet. She just simply refused to come out of the bathroom for 2 years.
That's a wee bit weird.
That I'm now even more interested to find out more about that story.
I wonder why.
I would go insane if I was stuck in the same room for 2 years.
But like, what did
it must be a part. Judging by the video, it's her partner.
What did she do? Like food? Did he just?
He went in and gave her trays of food.
Where'd she sleep? On the toilet roll?
On the toilet. It's not a pretty sight, to be fair, in the video. It's not yeah.
No, I briefly saw that. Don't want to see that again.
Yeah. Do you remember when you were a kid and you always like lock yourself in your room, and then I always used to like really regret it. Like about 5 minutes in, you're thinking, I've done myself wrong here because I am now stuck in the room.
Yeah, and you're like really, really bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you used to? Were you like a door slammer, or were you quite calm when you were young?
No, I would have slammed some doors and then immediately regretted it straight after.
It's amazing that you don't know your own strength when you're a kid.
I know. Sometimes you don't even know your own strength now. Like you close the door and you're like, "Whoa, close that a wee bit too hard."
Yeah. But I get it's one of the only ways you can. What's the word I'm looking for? Like just get your emotions out when you're like 13, 14. That's the only thing in the house you can do.
Yeah. I can't even think if there's anything else, like any other ways I got my anger out.
Like were you grounded much as a kid?
I was never grounded.
See, I always seem to be grounded, but I think now if you're grounded, I don't even know if people get grounded anymore because it's a good thing to be in your room.
I don't think that was ever a thing in our house. Like, I don't think any of my siblings were ever grounded. We just got told off.
Yeah.
Like I know they're going to be listening to this, but my my parents were like, they were good in that way because you didn't usually like get your phone taken off you or anything. But then again, maybe I was just the golden child.
But in a way, I mean, to be fair, I think in those scenarios, it did make it worse when you had your phone off or you were stuck in your bedroom for longer because I don't know how much it achieved, really, you know?
Yeah, it just kind of made me obviously a lot more bored.
Hmm,
but
hmm.
it made me even more annoyed.
And because even I'm that stage now where, I mean, obviously Madison's only 2, but like like having to shout at someone, or like having to not necessarily shout, but having to like say something's wrong when, I don't know, I still feel quite young and I still feel that I would have done those things.
Yeah,
It's a really weird transition period.
I'd say it is. Not one I ever plan on going
Yeah,
through.
yeah, yeah. But I think, as I said, like you've just being grounded these days. Everyone is inside anyway. Different when you were outside every day and you had to be locked in your house, but it's the other way around now. Maybe you should be sent out for the day,
Yeah, that would be 10 times worse.
wouldn't it? You
I
have to go
would
out and play.
see anytime I have to go out now, I'm just like, nah, I would so rather just be lying in my bed watching a movie.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's heaven now.
Speaking of going out, right? Um, I've made quite a lot of trips to the shop recently, and now I've been in the shop that often. The person in the shop gets a little bit angry, right? Because of the whole vintage craze.
Okay.
Now, not my items that I'm bringing down, just want to put that out there. But the guy in the shop, he is, I don't want to say too much, could be listening for all we know, but he is one of those typical, again, stereotypical, but just one of those typical old men who doesn't want to be bothered and doesn't want to do any more than his job
Yeah.
title is, because I
Yeah.
kind of feel that was put on him and he doesn't want to be taking parcels and he doesn't want to be sorting them out because I don't know, does he get money for them?
I don't know. We'll call him Justin.
Yes, he looks like a Justin. But
He's doing just enough.
that's very fair. Yeah. He is, and his face drops every time someone walks in with a parcel under there because with Vinted, it's never just one parcel. It's like a few, and he has to scan it. He has to stick it on himself, and he has to do all of the things.
Yep.
Um, have you got into the Vinted craze, or have you not bothered?
I've never, like, I have tried Vinted a couple of times, but it's just never worked for me.
Mm,
Like, I'm usually on just eBay and Depop. That's where I
yeah.
seem to get, like, all my stuff at. Plus, for Vinted, people are offering you, like, 30p for
What is
stuff.
that? What is that about? Like,
Oh, no. Like,
you put something up at £5, and then they come back and say, "Will you do it for like 3.50?"
yeah, you're like,
It's like
nah.
it's only £5 at the end of the day. Like, yeah,
People love trying to get a bargain.
yeah. How do you buy much from it?
No, not really. I've never bought anything off Vinted before.
The thing, not that I really have, but like the thought that I would have is the clothes and what it's wrapped in. Have been in other people's houses, and you don't know the state of their houses.
See, I'm completely different. Like, I love selling stuff, and I
Hmm.
love, like, I would probably rather buy it secondhand than buy it off a website, just plainly
Okay.
because I'm a student and I am saving money.
There's a little craze also at the minute, like with charity shops, going into charity shops, and
Yeah, that's become a massive craze. I can't remember the last time I was in a charity shop, which is awful of me to say,
yeah,
but
yeah.
sometimes you can find some
They
actually.
are like becoming cool in a way. They used to be like just for old people, but they are coming cool.
Yeah, which is a
Yeah.
good thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Because there was a TikTok of this girl who went in and she spent like £10 and she had like a full bag of clothes. And
Love that.
I don't know what any of them were, but it's just the craze of Vinted and having to pack your own items. Um, I mean, look at that. That someone buys something on Vinted and instead of coming in normal like bubble wrap or normal like wrapping, the person wrapped the parcel up in a nappy. I mean, I'm guessing that it's a clean nappy, but uh, the
That's bad. Like,
nappy was used to wrap the clothes.
that is, no. I mean, at least, well, nappies are scented, aren't they?
Yeah, you can get scented ones. Yeah, they're dear though. There's more. It's more dear to wrap in a nappy than it would be to just get some bubble wrap from the shop.
That's really strange.
That's just the things coming from other people's houses. Yeah, just
Yeah,
you
well, I
need.
mean, yeah, if my parcel arrived in a nappy, then I'd be a wee bit worried.
It'd be like COVID all over again. You're like been bringing the shopping in and like wiping down everything. Um, something that you have achieved, I would say, in the past week? Let's put it in such a way where we say that you had your first commercial radio show
Yes, I did.
in the past week.
Yes, I did.
How was that for you?
What a mad experience. Like, I can't, I'm still on cloud nine from it because I just can't believe, like, yeah, I've done a couple of live shows, but none by myself and none with that amount of people listening. But no, I had so much fun. It was so good.
Were you not crapping yourself before you went in?
You know what? Right. So I did an in-person interview with the creators of Blue Lights, and now that I was freaking out for, and the nerves were in my stomach for days beforehand, and like I was proper shaking. But I don't know. Whenever I was in the studio, like I was nervous, but I was just more excited to just get in there and kind of do it. And I did, and I'm actually really proud of myself.
And I don't know. I'm trying to get into your head at that point. Like, what is it like doing something for like so many years, right? And then finally getting to the point where you're getting paid for it, essentially. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, what, like, so many people do things for hobbies and then it never goes anywhere. But the fact that you're in that room,
I think it was just so surreal because I had it in my head that, I would work in community radio for probably a couple more years before I even started. And that chance was just sitting there and it happened. And you're just like, what is going on? Like, what, like, and obviously I had known about this for a couple of months and it was killing me inside not to say anything. But no, it's such a good feeling whenever the hard work that you're doing actually does pay off and like you're getting positive feedback from it. I think that was a really, really big thing for me because I'm someone that really just doesn't believe in themselves that much and I criticize every little thing that I do. So it's nice to hear that other people actually do think you're doing a good job.
Because, and also like, and this is something that like none of my friends get, but like when you step into a studio, doesn't matter what station it is, and you open the mic and you have to talk, knowing there's all those people there and there's all the pressure there. Like, how can you possibly describe the thoughts that are going through your head? Because like it is a stressful 3 or 4 hours. It's not, people just think you sit there and you just mention songs and that's it.
Literally.
Why would you be stressed about that?
I know that I don't think people actually realize how much work actually does go into doing a radio show. And I think I didn't realize that myself whenever I was going into it. Like, it's not just a matter of, oh, this is this song, this is the next song. Like, you've got your features in there and then you have to get the timing right for the news and stuff like that. And then levels whenever you're speaking. And it was just, obviously, I don't want to say it was stressful, but I mean, for my first one, I was a wee bit overwhelmed being like, whoa, I have so many things to do here. But the guys at the station were so nice and they were there to help me whenever I needed it. So that took the pressure off a wee bit. But like, I know what you mean. On the outside world, people think that you're just pressing a couple of buttons and that's it.
Yeah,
but
like you press play and you just sit back and just listen to the song and then get ready for the next song.
Yeah, that's not how it is whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, very good. I'm sure there'll be more in the pipeline.
Fingers crossed.
At this point, yeah.
And good job on the traffic and travel.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, busy in both directions. So do you think that really annoys me about traffic and travel in this country is that yes, you know that it's going to be the same roads every single day that are busy, right? But it's people who get in touch and have this scenario. Have you ever sat in the car? Maybe you being a radio person, it doesn't really make sense. But anyway, have you ever sat in the car, got to a busy part of the road in your town, and thought, "Hang on, the first thing I'm going to do here is to call a radio station, or I'm going to text into the radio station to let everyone else know." What?
No, that's the thing that would be on my mind.
Why is that a thing in this country?
That's
And,
actually a really good question.
and people are so, and not even just, I don't mind people getting in touch and telling you what's going on because that's fair enough. But it's the people who are so, uh, like, s- like strict about it with themselves, and they'll tell you the exact road and the exact shop that it's at, and just they're so religious about it.
To be fair, I've never seen like a text message of saying this road is so and so. So I can't say on that part, but I've never actually, come to traffic and been like, I'm going to text that in the radio station so everyone knows.
It's just such a bizarre thought. And like, obviously, us being on the receiving end, it's to get messages. That's nice, but just to be that person sending them, it is a bizarre situation when you think about it.
I know. And I mean, it always is the same roads in this country. Like you've
Yeah,
got what, Stockman's Lane. Always, always.
Westlink.
M2 City
They,
bound.
they should just remove the Westlink and build a bridge that goes over Belfast.
I think that's a really good idea.
A massive, like even you think of like Dublin when you go into Dublin, like
Yeah,
even in the tunnel. Just build there's bound to be tunnels already there. Just make one of the tunnels a motorway.
I think we need a tunnel.
But I mean, how amazing would that be? You can just go through a tunnel and straight into the docks, and then just make your way from there. It's just
Yeah, like I am sick of the M2 and I'm barely on it.
yeah.
It's always busy. It is always queued out.
Mhm.
Like, just not be queued for once, for goodness
I know,
sake.
I know. And even just to have two lanes, that's the main road to go through Belfast. It just does not make sense. The
No,
amount of people that have, and even when you're on the motorway at rush hour times, it's just how people do it every single day traveling to work. I don't know. Like it's
I genuinely couldn't. Like, it annoys me because then people get so like agitated on the road and then they try and push in front of you and you're like, nah,
yep,
that's not happening.
yep, yep, yep. Or if there's an accident on the other side of the road, the amount of people who slow down to look at the accident, which then causes delays on your side of the road. It's just
Yeah.
people are just nosy and they just want to know everything, and just get on with your life and just drive. Just
I mean, I can't say much because sometimes I like being nosy.
yeah, but you do slow your car down on a motorway to 20 miles an hour just so you can
God,
see what's going on. Like,
no, I wouldn't.
ugh,
I wouldn't slow down now.
yeah. Oh, it's just unbelievable. It really annoys me. Really annoys me. I don't want to keep coming back to the topic of weddings because there was a couple of podcasts ago where the whole episode was about weddings, and then we spoke about like buffets at weddings. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
how would you feel if this happened to you? If someone had invited you to their wedding but asked you to pay, and this is specifically when it comes to cake. So this bride was charging the guests per slice of cake eaten at her wedding. And yeah, so the message that she sends was that, hey, we're just looking at the CCTV and saw that you had two pieces of wedding cake. We announced that each guest must pay per slice and noticed that you only paid for one. So can you please send £3.66 as soon as possible?
£3.66.
And actually, that even just leads me on just to like gifts in general. I've only actually been to a few weddings, maybe like two or three as a guest. And
Mm-hmm.
especially these days, finding a gift that is suitable for that person or couple, it's impossible.
Yeah, I can't say I go to weddings very often myself. But I don't really understand wedding gifts.
They're very expensive now.
Yeah, like what are you supposed to get them? Do you
Hmm.
want me to get you a kettle and a toaster, or like what? I don't get it.
Often people then just give money.
Mm-hmm.
But then you think like, how much money do I get? And then people try to work out how much their meal would be and how much the drinks would be, and then give it to them. Like it just seems such a weird thing where you're invited to this thing, but you have to pay for you essentially have to pay for the day because you're given a gift.
You're giving the gift. What would the perfect wedding gift be?
I mean, for me, to be fair, it probably would be money because then you can pay off what you've already paid.
Mm,
I don't like the idea of people buying me, as you said, toasters or kettles, or
yeah.
because well, like 90% won't be my style. You know what I mean? Not just me personally, but I mean like won't fit your kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Don't know what mine would be. I have said if I if I ever do get married, I want to have a donut wall.
Okay,
That's what I want.
is that it? Just donut wall.
I just want a donut wall. Yeah.
Some of the things that people have, like crisps, are very popular.
Oh, I'd love crisps. I love crisps. That would probably have to be in there too. Yeah. And a chocolate fountain with strawberries.
But here's the
Strawberries.
thing, right? So that's good if you're going to the wedding. But I kind of think if you're the bride, the groom, whoever's getting married, I don't think you get to experience that in the same capacity. I think you're too busy and you're too caught up in the day to know. Do you know what? I would even go as far to say entertainment as well. The amount of people who have been there for the first dance and just left the room and not been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it's something to do with the songs that we're playing or maybe the entertainment itself, but the amount of like they just don't take in the day
Yeah.
because it's just too much. It says here if you're close to the couple, giving between 75 and £100 is a good amount if you're giving cash.
That's a lot of cash.
It is. Plus your hotel room, plus your
Oh.
travel. Another story that I came across this week. Did you see the story about the pigeon who was put in jail?
I think I briefly read over that. Doesn't mean I understand it though.
It's a pigeon. Now, how they caught the pigeon, I've no idea, but it's a pigeon that was suspected of being a Chinese spy. It was released by Indian police after it spent 8 months in bird jail.
Bird jail.
Bird jail.
Wonder how many
Because
they have there.
that'd be interesting to see, actually. The bird, and how you would even know, well, I suppose maybe you put a wee name tag on it. I was going to say how you know which one you're releasing.
Oh, that's
Because it's
true.
very easy to release the wrong one. The bird was captured in May 2023 because it was carrying words that looked like Chinese, and they thought it was a spy. Poor thing.
Do people still use pigeons for messages?
Do you know, I would not be surprised in some parts of the world if that was still a thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine places that don't have internet.
Because I was actually thinking about this the other day. It's impressive. But, like, in my head, pigeons are so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I just look at a pigeon and think that's the dumb bird.
There's
What I mean-
there's always the conspiracy that comes up with pigeons that they aren't real. Because
Oh, yes.
yeah, because people say they never see baby pigeons.
That's very true, actually.
I know, and to be fair, yeah, but then again, they're maybe just not out and about. They're up the tree, whatever.
I mean, I've seen a couple of dead ones, and that looks pretty real to me, so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
For pigeons.
Apparently it's okay. Well, it says the military is not using pigeons for messages. But how does a pigeon know to get from one place to the other?
I don't know. That's what I don't understand.
And about 3 streets away from me, this guy has a massive pigeon pen, and he obviously does racing. So he lets the pigeons out.
Right?
I don't know how the race works, to be fair. I don't know if he has to bring them somewhere or he lets them out at his house. I don't know. But
This is sounding really strange. I hope you know that.
oh no, surely everyone knows what pigeon racing is. And some of them don't come back. Like some you lose them. Pigeon racing is a sport of releasing specially trained homing pigeons, which then return to their homes over a carefully measured distance. That's what it is. So they go out and then they return home. So the time it takes the animal to cover the specified distance is measured, and the bird's rate of travel is calculated and compared with all the other pigeons in the race to determine which animal returned at the highest speed. So this guy has his where I live, right, round 3 streets away. So say he's gone up to where you are, and he's letting his pigeons out where you are. and he's seeing which one comes back first and how long it took.
So you're telling me if I see a flock of pigeons, they could be racing each other?
Yep.
Love that. I'm going to
Yep.
look out for that now.
I'm not sure what the specific breed is. It says it requires a specific breed of pigeon. I couldn't tell a racing homing pigeon to a normal one that you would walk
No,
across the
see.
street.
How does this pigeon know that it has to race? Like, how does it know that
Yeah,
it's in a race?
I know. It says they're trained for that. Like, how do you even go about training a bit? Like,
I don't know. Like, it's
Do-
hard
do-
enough to train a dog, never mind a pigeon.
I know, and even cats, like they like really surprise me of how they find their homes. Like, they go out and about. And have you ever like
Yeah.
watched TikToks of people who put trackers on their cats?
Yes,
And
I
some of them
have.
go like really like miles and miles away from their house, but they always come back.
It's weird.
It's really strange. But I'm not at the age where I would find any kind of excitement of following a pet. I would like a race where I can see the start and I can see the finish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be looking up to the sky or driving to the location to then
Yeah.
wait on the bird coming back.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird animal sports, there's that one in is it? I want to say Italy, where they do the bull racing, or is it Spain? You know where they let it was on Top Gear once. That was it. Top Gear that Richard Hammond did it, where they let all the bulls out. Like you're standing in a wee street, and the bulls are behind you, and the gates are closed. But as soon as the race starts, they open the gates, and you just have to run. I have to run faster than the bulls are behind you.
Maybe I did see that on Top Gear.
Spanish. I think it is Spanish. I think it is in Spain.
That rings a bell.
I don't want to get into animal racing, but what animal would you like to see race that you don't think already does race?
Oh,
Because I know people like go and watch dogs racing and obviously horse racing and all. And everyone has their own opinions on that, but
penguins.
now have you thought about this before you've said it?
No, I haven't. I was just thinking, you know what? Penguins. Penguins would be funny to watch. You just see their wee waddles.
Yeah, but that would be the slowest race apart from a tortoise. That would be the slowest slowest race up from that.
Apart from a sloth.
Apart from a sloth.
Yeah.
Can sloths not go quite fast?
Sloths are the slowest animal in the world.
In the world?
As far as I know.
That's a big fact. The slowest animal in the world. I thought it would have been the likes of like a tortoise or something. Is that not the traditional animal? I would like to see meerkats racing. That'd be quite funny. That'd be quite fun.
Oh, a capybara.
Is that one of those weird looking
Don't you dare call them weird.
Oh.
They are cute.
It's not like a wee sheep. It's a mixture between a sheep and a goat. It's not a good description, but it's
A sheep on a goat?
a sheep and a wee mountain cow.
I don't really...
You're right, by the way, that the three-toed sloth is the slowest animal.
There we go.
Doesn't say how slow they are. But it does. They crawl at a pace of 1 foot per minute.
That's impressive.
Very slow race though. You'd have to have it like from like here to here. That'd be a race, yeah.
You look like you were in the YMCA there.
It did look like you once, yeah. Or what about a snail race? What about that question where people say, I'm probably making this up, but it's along these lines. Would you rather have no money, or would you rather have £1 million, but you have a snail? You have a snail following you your whole life, trying to kill you. Like once a snail gets to you, you're dead.
What was the first option again?
Just no money.
Well, that's kind of how I live my life right now, so I'm gonna go with that one.
No, but you've no money. You've like literally nothing.
Well, if I lie down to sleep, that snail is going to catch me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So realistically, I'm going to be dead in a day, and I won't have time to have spent the £1 million.
I was going to say if your bed was higher, but they can climb. I suppose they can.
Mm.
Yeah, so it is a weird one to be fair. Like
I'm
just
gonna-
and just your whole. I think. Although yes, you'd have £1 million, the amount of anxiety that you'd have thinking that the snail is
This killer
behind you.
snail coming
Yeah,
after you.
you'd always be looking behind your back.
Yeah.
You couldn't enjoy anything. Like imagine sitting and someone asks you to go to cinema, and you have to like try to work out how far away the snail is to how long the movie is to see if you can go there. It would just be such a weird, even as grim as like going to the toilet or something. Like you couldn't just sit and go to the toilet because the snail would be coming for you.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
The questions that we answer in this podcast are just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a mad one. That.
Yeah.
Snail trying to kill you.
I think we'll end this week's podcast here. I think that's a lot of things that have been
Killer
covered.
snails. That's how you.
Yeah.
Who needs killer whales when you've got killer snails?
That's the quote of the podcast. Thank you to all the subscribers and all of the listeners and so on. And if you're new, please do hit the subscribe button.
We talk about some weird things.
This is the beauty of it, because you may listen to other podcasts and know what you're getting, but this one you've no idea.
No, you've no idea where it's going to go.
Yeah. Could be a serious episode one week and talking about snails next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.